No, look, I think that we're in one of those periods where people are saying we got to reassess who really are the winners, who are not the winners. The Broadcom numbers on Friday, they were astounding. The gain that we had made people think, well, wait a second, maybe Broadcom's the right one.
Now, it was more the outlook, Jim, wasn't it? It wasn't the numbers themselves.
Oh, no, the outlook was amazing.
Talking about 2027, though.
Well, that's a long-term view because they have a clear window. Matt Murphy last night on Mad Money, Marvell Tech, saying the same thing. I think that there is some confusion. If you ask Matt Murphy, which I did, about where does NVIDIA stand, he goes, look, NVIDIA's still the number one. It's just that there's room for everybody. They don't necessarily, Broadcom does not necessarily displace NVIDIA. Broadcom is part of NVIDIA, so is Marvell. It depends on who you're using. Marvell is Amazon Web Services. These big hyperscalers have decided, you know what, we want one GPU company, which is NVIDIA, and then we need to have custom silicon, which burns less hot and is cheaper. So there are three. They're not zero-sum. However, I think there are people who say, you know what, I got to get off this horse. It's going down. There is not much more to it, David.
No,
you have to wait
Jim,
till GTC.
I had similar conversations this morning. In fact, not a zero-sum game. Look at that.
I did not speak to his.
No, we did not talk.
I don't even.
We make sure not to talk to the same.
No,
people.
we actually do. I had no idea. Well, that's pretty impressive. Can I show you mine?
And the whole idea again is the capex is going up across the board, and continues to from the hyperscalers. Obviously, the numbers we've discussed are astonishing.
Billions upon billions.
Hundreds of billions, really, and that won't change as well. So why is NVIDIA no longer? I don't know. It's hard to say no longer.
Okay,
why?
Look, NVIDIA is up huge, all right?
Right, it's up huge. It's had an incredible year. It's flat for 6 months. Do you wait until they really start shipping Blackwell in earnest, so to speak?
I think you wait till. Look, I know no one's going to want to hear this, and I love the stock, but the next big data point is going to be in the third week of March, when Jensen Huang, the CEO, has his GTC conference, and talks about new reasons, new things that are going on at NVIDIA, what it means to have video going on, because I think video is big. Now, do I think it's going to go through to 100? I don't think so. But look, this is one of the great wins of all time, and I think that people just say, you know what? I'm on the wrong horse, Carl. I got to be on Broadcom. And they don't think that maybe it's a field bet, that Broadcom,
right,
Marvell Tech, and NVIDIA are all good because of the demand. We forget the demand. Now, there's a lot of people thought that Amazon's got the
But I think it's an important point you're making. One doesn't replace the other.
Thank you,
They work in tandem, essentially. I mean, the way that Broadcom chips have been described as sort of as the worker bee chips, that are good for certain things like that, right?
I have the blocking and tackling bit.
Yeah. So the market, you may see this dispersion right now.
Right.
That chart is shocking when you look at NVIDIA versus Broadcom over the last 2 weeks.
Right. Well, Broadcom,
month or even
people didn't realize that Broadcom was in.
In the ever-evolving landscape of the stock market, where every tick signifies a new opportunity or a lurking threat, the spotlight has recently shifted to a riveting arena, the semiconductor industry. This sector, known for its rapid technological advancements and high-stakes gambles, is currently witnessing a fierce rivalry between titans like Nvidia and Broadcom. As the tempo of competition accelerates in the domain of AI accelerators, the industry finds itself at a crossroads. Intriguingly, Broadcom seems to have gained an edge, with ambitious strategies aimed at conquering the custom AI chip market. For shareholders and investors, however, this raises a critical question. Is NVIDIA facing an existential threat, or is this simply another twist in the world of tech investments? Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
Are you in the kind of everybody can win camp here, or is NVIDIA's kind of moment as the most important stock in the market over?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Kelly. So I think if you look at NVIDIA and Broadcom, we like both. Obviously, both have been top picks for us, and both have done well this year. I would say valuation-wise, they're about the same, but I would say NVIDIA is very well owned. Everybody has NVIDIA. They are the king on the AI side. They dominate the market. They're almost running at $100 billion annually in data center revenues. Broadcom, on the other hand, is just starting to put up massive numbers now. I think we like the name. We have a huge ramp coming up over the next 2 years. It's very under-owned. People were cautious heading into earnings. And so we think there is probably some more legs left to the run there. given that it's much less owned than Nvidia.
For Broadcom, right. So, I was writing about it the other day, and a lot of people said, I had no idea, about Broadcom. So you're right. It's going to take a little while to penetrate the consciousness. Maybe that's a tailwind. What about Nvidia?
Yeah, I think Nvidia will do very well. I think what we saw in the last 2 weeks was a little bit more, I would say, people getting excited around quantum compute. And so you saw a little bit of a softening on Nvidia, and a little bit some of the focus moving to the quantum computing names. So that said, I think Nvidia is still, the leader on the AI side by far. They dominate 90% plus of that market. And that's a market that's growing 90 billion, 100 billion this year, going to almost 160 billion plus next year. So massive market for Nvidia, and they dominate that. So we continue to like the name. I think maybe it's a little bit of a pause, but not a name to be let go. I think this is going to be a huge name for 2025.
Nvidia, with its high-performance GPUs, has steadfastly dominated the AI accelerator sector, consistently holding an impressive 80% to 95% market share. Yet the market, ever fickle and volatile, has recently caught wind of Broadcom advancing into novel territories. Known for its prowess in the semiconductor space, Broadcom has built an esteemed reputation through its development of application-specific integrated circuits. The excitement surrounding ASICs is rooted not in speculation, but in substantial ties with industry giants like Alphabet, Meta Platforms, and potentially ByteDance. In simple terms, ASICs are highly specialized chips designed to execute AI tasks at lightning speed. A true boon in today's digital age. What's truly eye-catching is Broadcom's projection, a leap in custom AI chip revenue from $12.2 billion in 2024 to a staggering $60 to $90 billion by 2027. If these numbers don't send a thrill through the financial community, consider this. Broadcom has also hinted at onboarding 2 additional hyperscalers by 2027, thus bolstering its growth ambitions further. While the identities of these prospective partners are shrouded in mystery, speculation abounds, with Apple and OpenAI being likely contenders, raising anticipation and strategic stakes to unprecedented levels. But before going on with the video, are you into cryptocurrency? If so, check out our second channel, Investocracy Crypto. We bring you breaking news, expert analysis, and the latest trends in the fast-moving world of digital assets. Whether you're a seasoned crypto investor or just curious about the future of finance, we've got something for you. Click the link in the description to subscribe to Investocracy Crypto now. Don't miss out and stay ahead of the game. Now, let's get back to the video.
I think that, when Broadcom reported in Hawk 10, outlined the vision for custom silicon, that was a change statement in the market, appreciating how the world is led by and dominated by NVIDIA, but that there's also a rising tide here for custom silicon that will help the likes of Broadcom and Marvell as they support, in Broadcom's case, Google, Meta, TikTok, and in Marvell's case, Amazon and Microsoft. So, there's definitely different spots for the different kind of areas of silicon, but, at a very high level, as you think about NVIDIA going into their best product cycle in the history of the company with Blackwell, it's hard to not, think of them as the top outperformer for all of semis in 2025.
Despite all of what was said previously, Nvidia is hardly on the back foot. Despite Broadcom's promising advancements, complexities lie beneath the surface. Developing ASICs is no small feat. These are not your average processors, but intricate, costly undertakings, with each chip's design costing upwards of $500 million as reported by CNBC. Broadcom can profitably venture into these depths only with partners possessing massive data center capacities, such as Google and Amazon. Broadcom's bespoke, tailored approach stands in contrast to NVIDIA's versatile, all-encompassing solutions, enriched by an ecosystem offering comprehensive software tools and pre-trained models. Moreover, Bank of America's insights suggest that NVIDIA's grip on the market remains unyielding, projecting it will still command a 75% share by 2030. NVIDIA's adaptability, entrenched market presence, and positive perception from Wall Street maintain investor confidence at buoyant levels. Predictions indicate an annual earnings growth rate soaring by 34% through fiscal 2027, painting NVIDIA as perhaps the tortoise in a fabled race. steadily paving its way to future triumphs while Broadcom appears to sprint ahead. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
But how do we know how long the cycle is and how many quarters we could see growth like this? How does it compare to other previous semiconductor cycles?
Well, this cycle is unlike any other. I think most investors look back to the advent of the internet and how long kind of the internet infrastructure investment cycle played out. But this one's very different, right? Where the companies that are making the investments, predominantly the hyperscalers, they're generating meaningful free cash flow despite, spending hundreds of billions of dollars building out AI. And let's be clear, this is existential for these companies as they all try to get to AGI. And so I think this is a multi-year investment cycle. And, just on Friday, OpenAI released O3. And this model is incredibly important in the sense of the improvements that they're making, the reasoning that they're using. So it's post-training reasoning, where the more compute you apply to the large language model, the better the outcome. And really the big takeaway is that it's driving even incrementally more compute requirements to get to AGI. So the short answer, I think investors are going to be surprised by the magnitude and duration of the investment in AI. And I absolutely believe that, if there is a pause for Nvidia, the first we would see it would be 2027. And if I'm right with that assumption, then there's clear line of sight for growth for the top AI accelerator companies. So Nvidia, Broadcom, Marvell, I would say the key arms dealers underneath that, whether it's TSMC or ARM or, semi equipment players or test companies like Advantest and Teradyne. So I think this AI investment cycle really has legs.
As we navigate the swirling currents of semiconductor evolution, Nvidia stands resilient, a testament to innovation and sustained strength. While Broadcom's bold initiatives mark a spirited foray into the custom AI chip realm, it's Nvidia's comprehensive GPU ecosystem that endures, propelling it ahead in this ongoing marathon. Analysts express unwavering confidence in Nvidia's ability to maintain a commanding market share, buoyed by its formidable strengths and pioneering spirit. For astute investors, Nvidia's current trajectory presents a compelling case, with projected earnings growth offering a narrative of promise and potential profitability. In the midst of this riveting saga between two semiconducting titans, the unfolding story provides a fertile ground for informed investment decisions. Engaging with the dynamic progression of these industry giants offers not only a chance to ponder today's technology landscape, but also an opportunity to envisage the headlines of tomorrow. As this digital race for supremacy unfolds, where do you stand? Are you ready to cast your lot with the vanguards of technology's future? Or will you stand as a spectator, awaiting the next wave of innovation? And finally, if you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.